What is a lion without his pride? What is a whale without his pod? What is a monkey without his troop? What is a wolf without his pack? The answer is very simple. They are the same thing that a human being is without a tribe. Pray. My God, what is going on with the commercials? Lord have mercy. Jump at your host fast. I don't know what's going on with the commercials family. We're gonna make it happen anyway. Yo, I am sitting here on this Imani evening. I know a lot of y'all sitting around watching the Super Bowl and stuff like that, and y'all might be too busy, but me and one of my brothers called me and said, hey man, I'm ready to jump in. I'm ready to start doing shows. So I wanted to give him a tutorial. Well, actually, it was his idea. So we're using a different platform. So it's going to look a little bit different because I know y'all not used to me doing this. And, you know, if my commercials mess up and stuff like that, y'all got to forgive us because we're coming straight through our Restream IO dashboard. And so I want to make sure he knows how it works. And if anybody else out there want to learn, y'all need to go and holler at your boy at gnj.media. This is brother ha2tim. I want to remind you that you are standing in the congregation of the mighty, the home of the stubborn minority, the place where your hustle build muscle. This is Giami Journey Media. I don't have my sound effects, so I apologize. So here we go. So introducing, coming to the stage, we got brother Ashibu Kwesi. Ashibu. Actually, it's your day today. What's up? It's your day today. You know that, right?
What's my day?
This is Kwesi. You're Kwesi.
Right.
You know, so we call it Amani here over here in Giami land. And, you know, I have known Ashibu for many years. Those of you that listen to the Daily Toast, you hear his song come across the air every now and then when I be playing the music. What was the title of the song?
Wow, you still playing that?
Yeah, shit.
Rage in the Ghetto. God, that was, brother, that was,
whew. Dog, I thought you knew. Yeah. That's
25 years ago.
25 years ago. I play the whole, every now and then the whole album go through, man. So, you know, because I got it on random between what we have and what Storm 9000 has allowed me to use. I mean, like I said, we got our own like original soundtrack, a soundtrack of our age. You know what I'm saying?
Amazing.
So, the only song
you're talking about memories, Afrocentric Warriors.
Real Africans.
Wow.
The only song that I don't have on the soundtrack is Smooths and Hassanis. That's the only song I don't
Loose.
Have. Bustin' Loose.
You know, it's crazy. A couple years ago, I was in the garage out west. And I had a box of tapes, all my old tapes, albums, and all that stuff. And I was just kind of sifting through it. As a matter of fact, the garage got broken into. Smooth came over to help me clean it up, you know what I'm saying, to get like everything back in order. And at the bottom of one of the boxes, I found Afrocentric Warriors tape. a cassette tape, and I should have threw it in the car. I should have put it in my pocket, threw it in the car. But I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna come back and get it. So I set it aside, and yeah, they actually broke into the garage again, and yeah, it's gone.
Yeah.
I'm
Now,
kicking myself. I couldn't even believe it. I found a lot of old music, but it's all gone now.
did I ever tell you the story? I think I was in Dayton. I went down there because Ron F. Our Man's People was having a workshop, and I met some young brothers down there, and you know, I told them I was from Columbus, and an older dude, you know, smooth dude, you know, I think he trying to hustle me and shit. He talking, he say, man, I'm gonna play some music for you. He went out to the car.
No way.
Well, I swear to God, he went out to the car, he came in, he pulled out a cassette tape, put it in, and he put on Rage in the Ghetto.
Get the hell out of here.
I said, that's my people's tape. That's us. He said, no, it's not. I said, man, and I'm thinking, I said, you know who they is. No, it's not. That was it was us, family. And you know, like I said, people don't understand because a lot of that album, I mean, we volunteered basically that whole album. We volunteered our talents. Some of us might have got a little bit of money. We ain't make no money off the tape, but I got
a job. They gave me a job. They're like, you know, we can't pay you, we give you a job.
I've been making a living off of that whole experience for the last, like you said, 25 years.
That absolutely shaped me. That absolutely shaped me. I mean, everything I did after that point, you know, going down to Atlanta, all that, it all shaped me.
And
that's
crazy. Yeah, man, it's beyond crazy. I mean, it was actually a blessing. Brother Quasi, I think I introduced you to him. He a Quasi too. He said, peace, big brother. What's up, Quasi? Shouts out. Anybody else out there that might want to join the conversation, by all means, hit us up.
What's up, Quasi? I ain't seen you in a minute.
I might be able to open up the lines for y'all. But Ashibu, you got some stuff on your mind that you want to kind of throw out at the family? Or no?
What the fuck is life all about?
Damn, okay, so you're gonna take us all the way there.
Bro.
The question on the floor is what is life about? Something that shook me today. Yeah, I was gonna talk about it tomorrow. There is a video of a police officer down in Louisiana who committed suicide, a black police officer.
Right, I heard about this.
Right, he committed suicide because he could no longer work that job and live in this world when he knew that the whole thing was kind of set up against us. And I'm bringing that to your question because as black men in America, it is even a more complex question for us because how is it that we can exist and continue existing in a system that feeds off of our suffering? And we know that the more that we suffer, the stronger the system becomes. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like I'm caught and I can't do anything. And this makes you ask, what is the meaning of life? And can make you feel almost like this all is a waste of time.
Right. I found that many times in my life where I've sat back and I looked at it like, what is it all for? What does it mean? I mean, you know, I looked at, as an example, look at my father, man. You know, my pops was a hard worker. You know, he was an amazing man. He was talented. And at the end of the day, in his golden years, when he should have been enjoying life and enjoying all of it, he couldn't remember none of it. None of it mattered. He could remember what he did. He couldn't remember. There would be a time when he would drive me like through the city and just show me all the things that he built, you know, all of the apartment complexes, all the stuff that he did, you know. And I would drive him past him. He didn't even recognize him. So I started to wonder about what is the meaning. I mean, he instilled this, you know, hard work and get yours. But at the end of the day, what does it really mean if you don't even remember it, you know? And to the officer that killed himself over, you know, the system, I'm kind of curious how long did he exist in it before he decided that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, the pressure of it has got to be deep. I mean, you know, being around law enforcement at periods in my life as well, you see things, but you know, we're sort of up against a brick wall when it comes down to it, because I think a lot of people, even myself at times, have felt like, you know, survival was much more important than saying something right now, you know, or trying to take action. I mean, everybody can say, well, if I was in that situation, I would do X, Y, and Z.
Exactly.
But when you're in that situation, what you're doing is you're calculating, you know, family, household, this and this and that, you know, and you realize that it's a fucking mountain, you know. So and even then, instead of him sitting back and trying to take action and calling things to the floor, he decided to just kill himself and leave a note.
No, he left a message. Yeah, well, I mean,
you know what I'm saying.
Right. I know what you're saying. And I mean, because because like I said, trying to, you know, we oftentimes have to put ourselves, you know, compassion is a very powerful tool. And being able to put yourself in the brother's shoes, because it's almost like just like your father, my grandfather, in the same way. I think you met him before he passed away too. Didn't remember anything. Was a hard working man. I mean, you know, he lived relatively a good life, as good as we can over here. You know what I'm saying? But in the end, what was it all for? And like but they had no illusions. Your father, my grandfather, had no illusions about the world. They knew that there was a separation.
Yeah, there is true there.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, boom, you got to work hard. We know this. But we grew up during a time when illusions were being pushed on us. The illusion of inclusion.
That's right.
And many of us start falling for it. Like, because
you can be whatever you want to be.
You can be whatever you want to be. And if you don't make it, it's because
that.
you ain't working hard enough.
And you know, that was one of the biggest crocs of shit. I mean, you can't. You absolutely can be what you want to be, as long as there's room where you want to be. You know what I mean? It's like you can be whatever you want to be, but 9 times out of 10, you ain't going to be. You know, I look at. You know, I remember when I was younger, my pops told me, you know, I wanted to play football. What did he tell me? You know, you ain't gonna go pro. You know, 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna go pro. And it wasn't that he was discouraging me. He just wanted me to look at it realistically.
Look at it realistically, because part of the role that we played in this country is that, and how can I put it? America needs a bottom class.
Exactly.
This system needs a group to be able to be the stepping stone for other people's to raise up. Now, what happened was that somewhere along the line, there was a switch where we thought that, you know what I'm saying, we was getting a step up. Now, what ended up happening was that we got individuals that are caught up, and we get so deep into it, because now because you get the car payments, you get the house payments, you get the family, and you see everything is going to look like it's going to change. And then something like this past summer happens. Well, not only you see the pandemic and you really see that what you thought you had, you really don't have. It's all based on credit. And then you also see the total disrespect that they have for your humanity, that everybody has for your humanity, and you don't see no way out.
You know, people believe that it's always going to be this way forever. I think that we have gotten so comfortable. But, you know, I'm a student of history. And what I've seen is, you know, this shit goes in cycles. And one of the cycles that seems to be coming back around is, here we have another very powerful empire that we happen to live in, about to tear itself apart, you know, financially. You know, I mean, right now we're broke. I mean, this country's broken. People don't even realize that. People don't realize that we are broke. I mean, we are trying to spend our way out of this situation. They're thinking that throwing more money at this problem is going to fix it. And it's absolutely not. What they're about to create is hyperinflation. Nobody understands the bubble that they're creating. I mean, you got this big tech bubble that's about to pop. You got the housing bubble about to pop again, you know, and I think that this is a time where, especially, you know, our people really need to take stock in what do we have, you know, and yeah, you know, your dollar doesn't mean anything really. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. I was talking to a cat from Dubai one day, and we were just sitting there talking, and we were because prior to that, you know, the things that I do in Kenya, we were sitting there talking about the exchange rate. You know, like a dollar here is like $110 in Kenya. You know, so you can do a lot more. You know, there. But when I was talking to him, he was like, "U.S. dollar ain't shit here." You know, he was like, "Oh, it's like 40 cents." So you know, just something like that. I can't remember the exact figure he gave me, but it was the first time, and it was a while ago that it opened up my eyes that you know the dollar really ain't shit in other places in the world. But where it is propped up, you know, it seems like it's doing really well. But people don't realize how close we are to a complete collapse. They're talking about a reset right now.
Oh, I mean, shit. I mean, hey, this pandemic was an accelerant. Yeah, I mean, it's speeding up.
This pandemic was to bring up. Listen, they can't tell you the truth about why all this shit's going down and how it's going down. The pandemic is a great excuse for a reset. You know what I'm
Oh, yes,
saying?
it is. It's a perfect.
You really can't just come and say, look, you know what? As a country, as a treasury, as you know, whatever, we fucked up, and they're not going to say that. I mean, look at how much money we spend. What do we make anymore? You know, I mean, this country, we don't really do a lot as far as industry. You know, what's stand with made in America? I mean, all the shit that I just bought this week, headphones and all kind of shit, it ain't coming from here. And the only way that we are going to get back, we got to start producing shit. We got all these factories sitting around. If they're not tearing down, turn them into hotels. I mean, a lot of them are still sitting empty. We need to get back in them. You know, we need to have America stamped on shit again. And one of the biggest problems is, you know, there's just not a big push to do that because, you know, this global society that they want to bring us into is much more attractive to those in charge, you know, and I think it's really going to be detrimental. It's going to destroy us. It's destroying us now, you know. But
Now,
I mean,
the pushback on that is that the factories, right? That you're talking about bringing back, the cost of labor will always be higher here than in other places because, as you already mentioned, like in Kenya, the money goes farther, so you can live a different lifestyle over there. You know, people over here to live the American dream, you need to be making upwards of about 250 grand.
Right. But I mean, think of Ben. Listen, my thing is when I talk about bringing like reopen, it don't have to. I mean, you know, we say we lose a textile. It don't have to be another textile, but it can be something. You know what I mean?
Right. You saying
Yeah.
produce
The cost of labor here is high, and they're talking about taking it even higher.
Oh yeah.
But it's justified when you talk about how much money these companies are making.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, if we
Now,
eliminate some of that money going to the top, I mean, you know, you paying your people good. That's easy to do. That's very
well,
easy to do.
Well, of course they're gonna argue that it's not, but I agree with you. It's very easy to do, but I'm greed. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we have an economy based on greed. We train in greed. We got movies that come out and say greed is good.
Yeah.
And it's
And
all
that
about me.
and that is why you're looking at the collapse of Rome, baby.
Hey. And that's why I be telling people on Giami Journey, tribe up, family, because the only real power you're gonna have is the power of the people. And if you ain't got no people, you're gonna be it's gonna be kind of rough out here. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if you remember what's that with where the dude is living like in the desert and he drives like a Mad Max. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we're close, bro. We're close. But this is the whole thing too. Like to be perfectly honest, we're looking at that. Yeah, but that's kind of down the line. You got to look at all the shit that would happen before that. I mean, most people don't understand how fragile this shit is. I mean, we should have seen when the pandemic started and you couldn't get toilet paper. You know, the store shelves was empty and all this shit. People don't realize how fragile and how this country is teetering. Could you imagine though if some shit was really to happen? Another let's say if this next bug comes by and it's just as worse. You couldn't really get toilet paper and chicken. So People don't understand that. They don't know. So when people say, well, you know what? I'm just going to grab my gun. You know, you got all these people with guns and shit. I'm going to go grab my gun. I'm going to run out here and I'll just hunt.
You know?
That's bullshit.
Right.
I'm not going to listen. Have you ever hunted before? You ever tried to shoot something with a fucking gun?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Now, I've been a victim of a gun.
Well, but I know that. And we're going to get into that too. That's an inspiring story, definitely. But if you ever tried to go out here and hunt for your food, bruh,
it ain't that easy.
And then the motherfucker with a bow and arrow, you're done. You're going to starve. I mean, so
unless you've been practicing. I mean, but a lot of people think that it's like the movies.
Have you ever tried to shoot at a have you ever
like it's the movies? It's in the movies. It's natural to me. You know, I've been practicing on this game. That don't count.
Yeah, yeah, you're good. Oh yeah, you're good. You're an expert, bro. You know what I'm saying? You good. I'm coming to your crib.
I've been practicing on the game. You know, this is how we do it. We practice on the game.
Have you ever had to cut a damn deer open?
No.
Or a bunny rabbit?
No, and I'm not the
that
only
shit
one.
Stink. That shit'll make you throw the fuck up. You don't. I'm trying to tell you, we have to go out here and survive. If we can't go to Kroger, man, I'm trying to tell you, bro. You trying to tell cats they gotta survive off the land. Now, some people can do it. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
You know, there are some people that can do it. But I told them if they looking for me to go out here and kill something and catch and bring it back, everybody vegetarians. You know, we better have a lot of goddamn seeds.
That's gonna be hard.
Exactly.
That's going to be hard too. See, because now, and this is one of the reasons I talk about talking to the elders, because there are elders that still know what to eat out here. There's elders that know how to hunt. We have people in our age group, in our very own group, that know how to hunt.
Yeah.
That was raised like that. But you know what I'm saying? We don't take advantage of that because we don't see the value in that. You know what I'm saying?
I know some vegetarians that tried to go and eat off the land. You know what I'm saying?
That shit didn't work well.
Fuck not. These motherfuckers got a hold of some mushrooms, made some burgers,
stop
trip balls for like $8 for that. Man, please. And they better be glad it was, just some high hallucinogenic shit. Yeah, these motherfuckers was fucked up.
Stop.
Trying to eat off the land. These motherfuckers went out there and grabbed some mushrooms, bro. Just,
and made some burgers.
Made some burgers. And they was cool. They was chilling. They was cool. And then my boy said it looked like all of a sudden everything just got soft.
He on that trip.
He said everything got soft as hell. Everything was just like bright colors and shit. Yeah, seeing shit. So yeah.
That's how I go,
but
man.
That was it. And that motherfucker been eating steaks ever since.
So now, but this gets back to your question. What is the meaning of life? You know what I'm saying? Do we have the basics to actually live life outside of a system? And don't get us wrong. The system is good. Like he said, if he had to go out there and hunt, or I had to go out there and hunt, we're gonna become quick vegetarians. A lot of y'all gonna become quick vegetarians. But the issue is the meaning of life. What is it? Is it, you know what I'm saying? Is it just survival? Is it being able to live? You know what I'm saying? And is there a difference between living and surviving?
Oh, definitely. Definitely, man. Hell, shit. I remember in my 20s, I was surviving. You know what I'm saying? In my 20s, boy, it was survival like a motherfucker. I didn't start living till my 30s. I have this every 10-year sort of epiphany, like the little light go off. And all the shit I've been struggling with for the prior 10 years all of a sudden makes sense.
Right.
So when I hit 30, that light bulb went off. You know what I'm saying? And I remember when I hit 40, it was just like, I had another little awakening at 35, but 40, it just sort of erased all the shit that I was. Even, my ideas about life and world and God, all that shit changed at 40. You know, so I can only imagine what it's going to do at 50, but.
Oh, it's going to be nice, brother. I want to say welcome to the 50s.
I still got a little bit of time, all this gray hair you can't tell, right?
Right. Well, yes. And the way we're living, if you really look at it, man, we possibly could have another 50 years. You know what I'm saying? Right. On this planet. Just in how it is right now.
I say it all the time. I got a lot of years behind me. I have no idea what's in front of me.
Right.
And so I look at it a lot differently now. Like I'm kind of balls to the wall. Like, you know, it was once I got past after dad passed. I mean, he was still sort of grounded me to not be too fucking crazy in this life. And I know you're gonna say some shit because I've had a ball, you know. But my father was sort of my restraint in this life. You know, he really kind of I was always afraid of him getting the wrong story or the wrong message about me. So I tried to, you know, be cool, whatever. But now that I'm no longer living with that stigma of being my father's son,
Mm-hmm.
hey, you know, it's like, you know, I'm a little bit more willing to step up the game and take a little, you know, it's a few more risks, you know. I used to be so idealistic and just a risk taker, you know, when I was younger. And then, you know, when I started taking care of dad, it just calmed me down. You know, my
Right.
son, it's like single dad, taking care of your father, you know, that just calmed me down. And I went inside. I mean, I know it will sound horrible, but it was like purgatory, you know. I just stopped, you know, for 12 years, I just stopped. So, you know, I'm coming. You're talking about months. I'm coming out of this place, man. This dark, stagnant place. You know, I've tried to keep my head straight, but
Mm-hmm.
man, you know, it's like, you know, you put the brakes on your life. You know, and I've had a lot of time to read and study and contemplate all kind of shit. So, and I'm telling you, you know, like I said, at this point in my life, man, the things that I used to hold dear to. I remember the time when I got all into. I remember we used to talk about, you know, UFOs and shit. We'd be deep. We'd be talking about all kind of shit, life, and we talking about history, all this. Man, it's so different now. You know, I remember reading books and, you know, the Zachariah Sitchins and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And what's your boy's name? Chariots of the Gods.
I don't remember. I don't remember. I ain't read that shit either.
Van
But
Danigan. Van
right.
Danigan. You know, all of those. But then, you know, I started, and it's so crazy because I got into them before I found you know, the Ivan Van Sertima's, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And all those guys, you know, it was so crazy because, you know, I had such a world view, a European, a Eurocentric world view. And then once I got into Africa, you know, you talking about 17, you know, 18 when I started met up with you and oh man, it was completely, I just couldn't believe it, you know. I mean, I remember when I asked my parents when I was a kid, well, where do black people come from? They said Africa. Where white people come from? Europe. And everything just seemed so amazing in Europe. Every time I seen black folks, I seen flies and bloated bellies. I mean, I didn't see shit about Africa when I was a kid, but flies
You
and
went
bloated
alone.
bellies,
You went
you
alone.
know. So
You
I had
went
a
alone.
really, really piss poor attitude about myself and about Africans. Like, so when I would hear my grandmother say, well, you know, we're not African, we're not from Africa, you know, our people were already here, you know. I was like, oh, really cool, you know, I'm going with that, you know.
Because hey, but that's
Because,
what
you know, right,
we're looking for, something to make us feel good. I mean, especially
right,
when we're young. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to be walking around with a stigma. Nobody wants to be on the losing team. Nobody want to be on the losing team. So if the
right.
story is that you come from a losing team, you're looking for an escape,
That's it.
right?
But, you know, I used to hear shit like, oh, you know, you came from kings and queens. And I still didn't understand it until I started to really look at it. And I'm going to tell you for real, it took years for that shit to sink in. You know, I didn't realize just how much programming I had to get through, you know. But man, you know, studying history was like like a lifesaver. Y'all was lifesavers to me when I was growing up. You know, I remember I'll never forget when you took that bullet to save somebody's life, bro. I mean, that was you have no idea who you became in my life. Just I mean, you were already like motherfucking Jesus' little cousin's nephew, nigga. So you became the you know, like Jesus's water bearer type nigga. And then, you know, it was ridiculous. Like I couldn't believe a motherfucker that would actually do that. You know,
Right, right.
I
I
mean,
couldn't believe it either.
but that was you. You know what I'm saying? That was you. I mean,
Right.
man, your ass used to go into some crazy, dangerous situations trying to save people. And I mean, hell, it made me do the same type of shit growing up, you
Right,
know,
right. I was a
going
bad
into
example.
crazy neighborhoods trying to
Right.
help.
Help motherfuckers. Trying to help you. But that's what we That's what we're here for. The meaning of life, right?
That's the
Is
meaning
to
of
help.
life.
You know what I'm saying? To
Is
bring
that I can't think of nothing else. I mean, it's to be of service
right,
to others.
be of
You know,
service. To be of service, and I think this is what maybe what the police officer might have been missing, because once you get involved in this, and like I said, you got all the negative programming in you, and you finally start thinking that you're making it, and blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden something like what we're going through right now happens. It could make you snap.
Yeah.
It could make you snap. But like you said, we was there. We had the books. We're opening them up. We're talking about boom, our history, and we understand that we've been through worse shit. This is nothing.
Right.
This is nothing. This is a blip in our history.
That's right. This is a
This is a
small
blip.
blip.
This is a small blip. And when you got an understanding of that, and then also another piece, like I said in Giami, we stress the concept of generational people. We are, in a sense, we you know, like no scientific proof, just like everybody else believes. You know what I'm saying? When I'm talking to people, I say, look, first off, we chose to come. Now that throws a whole nother perspective.
I thought that, you know what, that fucks a lot of people up when you when you say that.
You chose to come. You chose your parents,
and you chose everything. Right
now,
you chose your path. You know what? I'm not gonna front this time. I went a little easier on myself. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna front. This time I said, you know what? I'm gonna fuck with them. I'm gonna fuck with some people that's gonna get me through this one.
Oh yeah. And then
they're gonna rough me up. They're gonna rough me the fuck up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, they're gonna, you know, I chose pretty good.
But then also we added on to that one. Check this out. We added on to that one. We come back, but we come back in the same bloodline. So now check this out. If you live your life like that you're coming back in the same bloodline, then you have to improve it. You have to take it to another level, because if not, you're going to come back into a fucked up situation that you left. You're going to come back into the unfinished business that you left. So if you're not handling it,
exactly. You know what? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Man, you know what? And that's exactly it. This time around, man, I'm trying to deal with all that shit. All that shit that I'm just not trying to. I even told my wife this, and she looked at me like I'm crazy, but I'm not trying to come back again. I'm done. I'm ready to move on. You know, I done got stuck in this cycle. You know, and I only got a couple things left. You know, it's just like minor shit right now. You know, I'm not dealing with the shit I used to deal with, the greed and all that. I mean, the shit I'm dealing with in this life, it's minor. Like I just need to just reckon with this, and I'm good. And the craziest thing is I know it, but I still enjoy some of my habits. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like, oh man, like red wine. You know, it's crazy. My doctor told me years ago, he said black men should drink red wine for their prostate. Nigga, I went and got a damn membership to Cooper Hawk.
Explain to people what Cooper Hawk. I don't know what that is. What is that?
Cooper Hawk is a wonderful place in Easton that sells wine. And, you know, you can buy a membership and you get so many bottles, you know, depending on what you pay every month, you know. So now, I mean, I can go in there and get cases because I got so many just stacking up. But, you know, I don't know if, I mean, I'm assuming it's true because I've heard it plenty of times that red wine is very good for black men, especially our prostates. And I'm just trying to make sure that, you know, I keep my shit good.
I don't even drink red wine. It's either beer or hard liquor.
Let me show you what I found.
Snoop got his own wine?
19 Crimes, brother.
Is it good?
You see that? It's nice. Yeah. It's not bad at all. I like it. But
that's a free commercial. Snoop, you owe us some money.
Yeah, you owe me $30, Snoop. You owe me $30, bro.
All right, yo, if there's anybody out there.
It's not bad. It's not bad at all.
If there's anybody out there that want to call in, the black line is open, 614-556-4535. We could pull you up on the screen with us. And if you have a good enough conversation, I might even send you a link so that you could join us in the chat. You know, of course, this will be up later for those that are viewing. And of course, we did it for you too. And we appreciate you for checking us out. So back, the question that he asks is, what is the meaning of life? And one of the things we came to is being useful, being of service to others, which is a very powerful thing. You know what I'm saying? Out here working, struggling, trying to make sure, because and you know what's crazy about life? it always knows when I have a payday. Life always knows when I have a payday.
Ain't that the fucking truth? Ain't that the truth?
Oh, so it ain't just me.
Brother. I swear, I'll sit back. I'll be like, oh, you know what? I take care of all this. You know, I'm gonna have like, 600-700. I mean, I can say I'm gonna have, six that I can do whatever the fuck I want to do with, and a 599.99 problem will fucking pop up.
Ain't that
every
something?
single time.
Ain't that something?
So I'm a firm believer, bro. Now that we are creating our reality, you know what I'm saying. There'll be some days I'll think that shit and it will happen. Like I'll think, it's some crazy shit. I'll be sitting there like, okay, I got 500. Watch some 450 shit pop up, and I promise you, some 450 shit pops right up immediately.
Mm-hmm. So maybe all right. So all together, we need to go start thinking instead of 450 problems, we gonna have 450 opportunities pop up.
That'd be, what I need to. That's a great suggestion to retune that way. That every time I get my check, I'm going to sit here and think about an opportunity. Yeah, because I do that with my life and it works. So
right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean,
instead of sitting back anticipating it,
right? Yeah. It's an extra 450 coming. There's a $450 opportunity coming. Like for example, because I know you into the stocks a little, and I am too. What did you think about this thing that happened with this whole GameStop? Uh-oh. Was you in on that shit?
GameStop was cool, bro. And if you jumped in, I'm gonna put it like this: the minute
stop.
Listen, the minute when Reddit came out with that bullshit.
Well, are you on that? Were you on that feed? Were you on that feed?
I called in. I am on a feed with with another podcaster. You know what I'm saying? Who was talking about it at the time it was going on. So, I jumped in the Weeble and I started looking around. I looked and I saw GameStop. Okay. I jumped in. I woke up. That shit was at 350. I sold. That was a quick little come up like that.
See, but you, unlike a lot of people, did not have any issue because you more than likely ain't using Robinhood.
Oh, hell no. No. That Robinhood, that's some old shit. Like that's fucking. They still in business? Shit, last time I checked, Robinhood was offering 4 free stocks just to sign up, you didn't even have to put no money in. You just had to sign up and then link a bank account, and they would give you 4 free stocks. And that was right before all that shit happened. They announced that shit, so I already knew they was in trouble. But no, I didn't fuck with Robinhood on that. I don't know. I ain't fuck with Robinhood. God damn, what's that?
Because some people
I fuck with Webull and Fidelity, nigga.
Some people got caught up because they was doing all their stock trading through Robinhood. Now, Robinhood's major investor was one of the companies that was funding some of the companies, or at least loaning some of the money to the people who were short in GameStop.
Right.
So they froze. So you got all these people changing on this, and right when it reached the peak, that's when they stopped letting people trade. Yep. So a lot of people got fucked over in the game, but because you was going through it. All right,
not me.
Just being nosy.
I didn't get fucked on that one.
At what price point did you get in on it? I didn't get in on it.
Shit, that shit was. I saw it going up. I think when it got up to like that one something, I can remember. I just went in and I looked at it and I just grabbed it. Like I said, when I woke up, that shit was crazy. It was like, like 3.
Right. So you didn't necessarily grab it at like $6. You grabbed it when it was
fuck no. I wish I had it. I wish I had it. Oh man, I remember because even when it was like I said, when it was like about, I want to say like $60-$80 or somewhere in there. I mean, you could just see it going. And if you, like I said, I do a Webull, so the little tickers keep moving and shit. So I'm just like, I'm gonna try. Just fucking see what happened. But I was really shocked. I thought that it would stabilize, but I wasn't about to fuck around and play that game.
Right? No, that wasn't a stable game to be. That wasn't a stable game to be playing in. You know.
How do you remember years ago when I told you to put some money in a little company called Bitcoin?
No,
do you remember?
No, I don't.
Do you remember when I told you that if you had an extra 1,000 or 2,000 laying around, that you should throw it in this little place called Bitcoin?
No. No, you never told me that. Now I tell you what you did tell me about.
I never told you. I told
You
several. I
told
thought it
some
was one.
people, no. I'm gonna tell you what you told me. You told me to get some Apple.
Mm-hmm.
That's when, you know what I'm saying? That's when, you know, I like Apple, you know, okay, whatever. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? Years later, yeah, damn, I should have gotten into, you know, but you know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, I wish I would have ran into you about the Bitcoin, but I probably wouldn't have listened then because you say shit like, if you got a couple of extra thousand, you know what I'm saying? You don't say that to black men. Nigga, if you got some extra money, when you always start out with a couple of extra thousand, who this nigga?
Yeah, because I mean, like, I
guess from you.
I get you, but I mean, but you know, you don't really see your money moving unless it's numbers like up there. You know what I'm saying? You don't really. I mean, you notice it, but you don't really notice it. Like, but especially a company like Bitcoin. If you had just did what I told a lot of people. I remember when Bitcoin, I started buying Bitcoin when they just hit 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
And that was and I remember when it went up to.
That was late.
Oh, well, no, not really. That was kind of good. I mean, that was compared to where it is now. You know what I'm saying? I remember when it went to 8,000, I was just sitting there like in shock. I was nervous as hell, but I'm aggressive and I'll just leave it. And so I left it. And, you know, I mean, I remember a buddy of mine gave his father Bitcoin for his birthday. And then it was like $10,000. He just said, fuck it, I'm gonna buy my dad a Bitcoin. He bought him a $10,000 Bitcoin. So, you know, his dad looking good. He got, you know, so.
Right.
But it's a bubble. I will tell you that it's a bubble. I mean, we're going crypto. I mean, you know, we're going cashless. You know, this whole shit that we used to read about and all, you know, and, you know, George Orwell and all that shit, all that, it's coming. You know, we're going cashless. So I think it is to a great extent.
I mean, yeah. I mean, because like I said, right now, you know, between us, you know, we might got some money, but we ain't got cash. You know what I'm saying? Cash. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit. You, if you're a stick-up kid, you fucked up in the game right now because
motherfuckers is broke.
Right? No, or they don't have cash. I mean,
nobody really fuck with cash like that.
I don't even. I
especially during this pandemic. I get offended when a motherfucker handing me some money. But you know what? Don't you see how it all plays? How it, you know, it's perfect. Perfect excuse to get rid of the shit, right?
Well, unlike yourself, I'm never offended when somebody handles me some money. Go on, give me that money. You know what I'm saying? Give me that money. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I hear you. Okay, cool. Yeah,
you already know how dirty money is anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, it's already dirty. I know it. So
right. I mean, it's just like, you know, all the germs and the filth. You know, I feel you, the hand sanitizer. I know people that do that too. They'll sanitize their money here.
I ain't gonna sanitize my money. I put it in somewhere, put it in the bank, let it sit, let it, you know, whatever. Germs can't live forever.
Yeah,
you put it in the microwave if you feel that threatened by it, or give it to me.
Oh no! Don't put it in the microwave.
Why? We'll mess it up.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you leave it in too long, of course you can iron it.
Oh, okay.
Just trust me on this one.
Okay.
Trust me, don't put it in the microwave. It's not good.
So you know,
especially if you forget or you put it too high.
So you also been seriously involved in the music business. What are some of the life lessons that you learned? Like, what are some of the lessons about life, since we're talking about the meaning of life, that you got from your true experience in the music business? Because we was just playing. We was just playing on the fringes. We ain't really jump in and really run that shit like we could have. I mean, it's always some barriers here, but it's, you know, it's cool. Go ahead.
Well, what I will say is, you know, we had a lot of shit stacked against us that we didn't even understand, that I grew up, that I gained a lot of information about. I won't sit up here and say, oh, I was in the music business. I mean, yeah, you know, I did my thing. And it's crazy that a lot of people don't even know that about me, man. Like, I have never been that, you know, that been there, done that guy. You know, when I left that world, I left it. You know, I left it and I didn't talk about it. Like my son, he really didn't even know that part about me. Never even heard none of the tracks. I remember when he went into the studio one day and he came across some like older stuff because, you know, he was just tripping. You know, when I started building studios and all that stuff. Until then, I never really rapped, none of that stuff. He didn't know none of that. And then when he found some of that old stuff, he still got that stuff on his phone now, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He'd be in his room bumping. I'm listening to it like, oh wow, But nah, I never. But as far as my experience, man, it was great. It was a learning experience. I
You said
learned
it
a
was
lot.
all right. You said it was stuff stacked against us that we didn't understand. Go and throw some of
Oh
that
yeah.
stuff out because you got a
For
lot of
one, is
people.
for one is who you know. You can want to be in the music business all you want to. You can be talented as fuck, but it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? It's who you know. Unless you own, control everything, and you're independent, and you can put your shit out there and promote yourself and all that, it's kind of a waste of time. I'm not gonna front because are you gonna be? I mean, you're gonna be controlled, and then you're gonna be controlled for years. And by the time you gain some control, 15, 20 years then pass, and maybe you got a little control, but I wasn't willing to wait that long. I wasn't willing to wait that long. I can't, and then I have a problem being told what to do. So
Who you a
I'll never
Leo?
forget. Well, yeah, I remember one night at 112, my manager was like, oh, it was having a little freestyle contest. So I'm like, fuck it, I want to go up on stage. This nigga, he's like, no, you don't go up there, So, some time passed and there's all these whack folks up there. I'm like, I'm going up there. This motherfucker looked at me, he's like, I said, no, the fuck you ain't.
Wow.
Nigga. Yeah, that was it for me. That was it.
You ain't knock him out, did you?
Well, nah, I didn't knock him out, but I mean, I'm like this. This is, I'm saying, you'll never get a dime of my money. Yeah, I'm done. I mean, this cat had me in $1 million studios, all this shit. Yeah, but you ain't gonna talk to me like that. That's just who I am. I mean, you ain't getting that off.
So
And this shit don't mean that much to me. I was always I wanted the dream. I wanted the family. I wanted that shit. I love the studio and I love the shows, but the party and all that nightlife shit, I wasn't into that.
right.
Nigga. There was days we was having industry parties. I'm over by the window, staring out the motherfucking window, thinking about the house and the white picket fence shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I couldn't stand all that. All the the way the using people and use you. I'm looking at when we went places, we didn't go no less than 15 deep and all that. We used to have a great time. But when I looked around, it's like, where is it going? What's
right.
all? There was nothing. I'm looking at and then the music. I remember I used to tell myself, I want to be making music that I can be doing, when I'm in my 50s, 60s, 70s. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to make music like that. And, we were so restricted to do certain shit and gangster and calling bitches and all that. I couldn't explore the full range of my talent, and I couldn't stand that. I couldn't stand that.
That's that system that homeboy that recently shot himself is talking about.
Yeah.
Supposedly I'm living my dream, but in order to live my dreams, I gotta support this beast that ain't no good for me or mine. Damn, it gotta be horrible raising the monster that is going to eat you up.
Right. Oh man. And you see it. You see it. Like, I could see it. And one of the things about me is I realized that I wasn't ready for success. You throwing money and you can do whatever you want. I wasn't ready for that. My ego was crazy. But see, I realized that about myself. I realized that this is not something I need to be doing right now in my life. I need more knowledge to be able to handle this, So I pulled back because I realized that, this will destroy me if I, because I'm watching destroy cats all around me, And yeah, I mean, I used to see people out here hustling for their dream, man. I mean, they were doing anything for it.
Anything.
Anything.
And that's what they tell you. If you want it, you got to be willing to do anything, but they're not really clear on what anything means.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Then you find yourself at an industry party looking dumb as fuck. Like, oh, anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah. Fuck that.
So, hey, family. So, you gotta be careful, and also you never know who knows what around you. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you gotta plug into some of these elders, man, because some of us older folks. Because I'm not an elder.
And you know what? I gotta give a shout out because I mean, it was cats like Bill Cherry, and he really opened my eyes to a lot of shit. Being able to meet that cat and a lot of others. I remember I helped James Brown's managers, grandkids get out of some bullshit. They got caught up in some shit, and went to court for him and helped them get out of it. And that man offered me to do anything for me. He offered me to come to his studio and shit. I mean, I threw away a lot of opportunities. So I remember when I went down there, you know, I met Speech, you know, from Breast Development, all that shit. You know, I had live been think of a lot of shit, but you know, there was some big deals that I really could have fucked with that I didn't, because like I said at the time, I'm like, you know, I ain't ready for that. I mean, what kind of a man? I know how I'm acting when motherfuckers throwing hundreds on a few thousand, you know, at me. And how am I gonna act when motherfucker throw millions, you know, or you get them contracts, you out here, you know, I wasn't ready for that. You know, I realized that I wasn't ready for that.
That's called manhood. That's dope.
Yeah.
Knowing what you ready for and what you gonna do. That's a whole nother level of manhood. But hold on, let me show you something real quick, because people going to sleep, and I want you to see how this thing works. So let me go and put the share screen up. I'm gonna put the share screen up. Boom. Let's do it like that. G&J. So this is our own platform. So I'm already logged in. So I will sign in, and right there the board will pop up. And I didn't put anything up, but for those that want to watch, you will go down to the bottom and you click right on the live. You see the little square?
Yeah.
Quick, boom. And there we go. We streaming live on our own shit. If you want to do picture in picture, there you go right there. I just bring it right back. And I got it right over here with us right here. You know what I'm saying? Right over in the corner.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not playing. So family, make sure you get your account. I just want to show my brother that. You got any closing words for the fam before we get up out of here?
Wake up.
Wake up. Wake up and live your life.
Wake up.
What?
Short. It's so goddamn short. You know, just do the shit. You know, especially now. You don't know when they're gonna cut the lights off. So live your life. Enjoy it. You know, I mean, there's so much drama and shit around us, but every day try to find something to make you happy. I mean, if you're miserable, you married, you whatever, you gotta find something. You know, you really do. Wake the fuck up. You know, just put some knowledge in your head. Find out about what's going on in the world, what's going on around you. You know, ask questions. You know, don't just listen to the news. Don't just, you know, listen to one source. Wake the fuck up. I mean, I'm just walking past people knocked out, bro. Knocked out, and they're saying this. I can't wait till everything goes back to normal.
Oh man,
you know, not knowing this ain't normal, man.
The shit before this wasn't normal.
We just been doing it for a long time. You know, I wish, you know, God, I wish cats would just do some research. Just go back and look at Rome and why Rome fell. Why did all these great economies fall? You know, why all these great civilizations, why are they gone? You know, it can be traced right back to, you know, economies and hyperinflation and all this shit. You know, it's one of those lessons that our economists just aren't thinking about. They're not even doing shit about. I mean, it's like unless they are, they realize this. I mean, because I know there's some people who are thinking about this is how you bring it down.
Then you also have. I mean, it's like being on a winning streak. You never worry about losing until you finally are out the game.
Right, and
you understand? It never ends.
A lot of people found themselves out of the game, and they should have really said, "Wait a minute now." You know what I'm saying? Wait a minute. This shit, people don't realize how fragile this shit is, man. They don't realize how fragile this American experiment is. You know, and that's it. That's it. You know, that's what it is. It's an experiment. And
so when the next time you want to do a brothers talking,
hey, I'm down whenever.
You let me know. Now you got your feet wet. You know, like get your shit set up, and you invite me on your show. You know how to do it now, right?
Yep, that's what's up. I'm down. I will bring you on, and but you know, I'm down. We can do this whenever.
All right. Well, you know, like I said, and that's one of the beauties. Like I said, some people see tragedy, other people see opportunity. This is one of the things I loved about, if I want to say love, about the whole pandemic experience, because I have been experimenting with this stuff for a long time, and now it is very, very useful.
Right.
A lot of stuff I got the mastery on, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, boom, this, and like I said, this is not even the way I usually stream. So family, those of you that want to start streaming and you want an easy method, you can use Restream.io, get in touch with your boy. I'll show you how to use it. You understand what I'm saying?
Maybe next time we'll do a little history talk. You know what I'm saying? A little history.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking. That's what I
can
got
talk
you on here.
about, ghosts and aliens and shit. You know what I'm
Ghosts
saying?
and aliens and
a lot of people are curious.
Ancient lost civilizations.
Definitely. That's the shit.
That's your shit.
That's
you know what I'm saying? That ain't me. I'm more into nation building. Build your borders. Build your tribe.
I think I got into it because, I realized that this shit has, been built and destroyed so many times. You got civilization built on top of civilization built on top. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely crazy. You dig under Iraq and, you find Sumer. You dig under Sumer, you find You dig under It's like, God damn, And what we can constantly see is, every now and then the Earth does something crazy, something, meteors, whatever. Some shit happen and we reset. There's been some major resets on this planet.
And every last one of those places thought that it would never end for them.
Yeah, imagine that, seeing like kind of like we are now, watching your civilization come to an end. How shocking it is. How shocking it was for us last year to see the way we, our world come to an end. And they're talking, everybody can't wait till they get back to normal, but we don't know that.
Right.
We really don't know. And but I mean, you're talking about on a massive scale. I'm talking about, like, imagine, going to go see your grandmama in Georgia, and Georgia ain't there. Not just your grandmama's house, but Georgia ain't there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was some serious shit like that. And and I'm gonna be honest with you too. We think that we're so sophisticated and we're so technologically sound, but like I was saying earlier, if something were to really happen and we were to go back and have to hunt for ourselves, people are done. I mean, imagine your technological ass really trying to have to survive in the woods. Who's gonna survive in this pandemic? Who's gonna survive? If there's another, terrible flood or anything like that, it's gonna be people that's like, hunter gatherers, people that's already doing it. The people that we look at like, they still in the jungle and shit. They're gonna survive, and it's gonna be a couple motherfuckers like us that survive to go find them, and they're gonna be talking about us. We're gonna be the Quetzalcoatlus of, you see where I'm going with that, right?
Right.
Because you got all these pyramids and all these motherfuckers, but the people that inhabited them were just the hunter gatherers that was living around them. They walked in and said, "Hey, it's just here. Let's move in." In many cases, and there were people who came across the water and said, "Hey, this is what shit used to be like, and this is what it is," and brought them, ideas and understandings that they didn't have prior. But most of the people that died in these catastrophes were right there on the coastlines. Everybody loved by the coast. Like I can't wait to move to Florida, but you best believe the first sign of some bullshit, anything. If the goddamn sky sneeze, I'm out.
You need to be come back to the heart of it all. We're right in the middle.
We ain't definitely in the middle. You know what I'm saying?
Name a place safer than Ohio?
Oh shit, Ohio ain't shit. I mean, if the earth get to tripping, I don't know how safe Ohio is. The Midwest is kind of fucked. We sitting on a big ass volcano, bro.
What volcano we sitting on?
Yellowstone.
No, Yellowstone is not in.
Will take us out too.
Well, it's gonna take everybody out. So there's no safe place. Well, they didn't say that. Goddamn. I mean, exactly. if the earth sneeze, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? That's like when I say people tell people, you invest in the stock market. Well, what if the stock market crash? If the stock market crash don't matter because everybody gonna be broke. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Come on now.
That's always going to be there. It's so crazy about that system too. This the whole system of money and power. It just changed hands. It moved every so many 100 years here, there.
Right. I just want to make sure that our bloodline is in the line to control that shit. So yeah, that's all.
Well, yeah. I can't say what tomorrow's going to bring, but I would definitely hope so. I would definitely hope. See, our people have had so much prosperity, especially like in Africa and different places that, that whole us, needing to stick together idea where they say, well, black people can't stick together. I mean, we lived in, we were sort of spawned in such abundant situations where,
that we didn't have to.
We didn't have to do that shit. You know, Europeans had to stick together because they was mass murdering each other. They had to come up with treaties and shit to quell that shit. You know, and so when they came into Africa, you know, it was like, damn, you know, they was organized, all kind of shit, and we was just like, because you know what it was, you know how it was, you know, niggas, you know, we be sitting around, our king start tripping, we bounce.
I got right. I'm rolling.
Grab our huts, you know what I'm saying? We out.
And in their mind frame, that's treason.
Right.
They don't kill you on sight. Us be like, well, go. You leave then.
All right, yeah, you don't want to be here, leave.
Go.
Right.
Damn,
nah, nigga, you can't leave. But you know, it was, you know, it was mortality issues too, and you know, being able to, you know, expand your village, and they were having some real difficulties with that. So they had to say you can't go nowhere. They had to have laws like, no, know this, know that. They had to,
right?
Yeah,
and you got to pay those taxes, and I mean, it's so. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I understand.
But us, it was like, you know, we didn't have to do that. It was we had all this land, all this freedom. We can just go do whatever the fuck we wanted to do. You know, we didn't like what was going on. We just grab a couple of our boys, and you know, who else didn't like it, and go start our own shit. You know,
right.
And then, you know,
then those two lifestyles crossed.
Yeah,
those two lifestyles crossed.
Like we were saying earlier, how, you know, I was very naive about how civil we've been in the past. You know, I used to think that we just got a tough break. We was just loving each other and walking around in harmony, hugging trees, and you know, these motherfuckers came along and conquered us and threw us into slavery. You know, I was so wrong. We lost the wars, nigga. You know, the reality is we lost the war. You know, we were POWs and not really slaves. You know,
POWs and not really slaves. So we're gonna have to go in and expand on that conversation.
Definitely.
POWs and not really slaves.
I mean, you can look at the Songhai Empire. I mean, that's a good one.
The Songhai Empire?
Oh yeah, Songhai. Mali, you know, Mali, back to the, you know, go before them, the Mali Empire. Before them, you know.
Ghana.
Yeah, Ghana. Well, yeah, now it's Ghana again. But yeah, that's it. It was Ghana. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that's a hell of a story. And you know, the lines of successions, and I mean, Mansa Musa and all them cats, man, that was just that's deep. That's some deep history, bro.
Yes, it is.
That's some deep history.
Yes, it is.
But you look at it,
and it involves a lot of battles.
And there was no aliens.
No aliens at all.
No
aliens.
No, I hate to say
it wasn't white people from outer space that organized black folks like that.
It was niggas, nigga. It was us. We did that. All that. Thousands of years of it. You know, high technology. You know, when they came into Africa, they stole architects and teachers, doctors, lawyers, scholars. You know, they didn't steal slaves. They didn't steal jungle bunnies. You know, they stole professionals to come build their shit.
Exactly. A bottom class that could work, and it was easily identifiable.
Yep. I was a prisoner of war. I was never a goddamn slave. 100.
All right, so hey, family, we gonna set up another one and talk. You know, it's good to see my brother. We had a long talk earlier today. He called me and said he wanted to do something. We did something, and y'all got it. So hey, I'm gonna take y'all out on this. Hopefully it'll play.
Peace out.
Peace.
Peace.